Three, two, one. Hey guys, it's Gigi here, and welcome back to the Minecraft video. It's been a long time since I last did a command block thing, but I've done it. I've made in one day. All this took me all day. Yesterday, which yesterday was, according to my phone, that's not helpful. Sunday, June 28th. I built this all day, one day, and so this is just the actual command block stuff. Next, I will build the Colosseum and stuff, and you'll see some people, some friends of mine, and we'll be building that. So let's start out. What it is each person has a certain special thing. Most people have one thing, but some people have two. Some people, there's only one person who doesn't really have a special ability. But if you have a special, it'll be in your third slot, or that's where you have to put it for it to work. And it's demigods. So there's 10 gods that you can have, or 9 gods you can have your parent of, because obviously, so it's 8 Olympians, 1 person who doesn't have children, and Hades, because Hades isn't an Olympian. So what I did was I took the ones who actually have useful stuff that I can do for them, and it'll make it so you can work. So I'm going to start off with, you'll see, because like Hera doesn't have children, Demeter's doesn't really have anything cool to do, and then interchangeable Hestia and Dionysus, there's nothing really for me to do with them. I mean, I could make Demeter grow cactus as a special ability, but that's not that cool to some of these special abilities. Alright, whatever. Let's get started. Let's clear everything really fast. I have saturation forever. And let's start off as Aries. So we're a child of Aries. And so what happens is normal people get standard demigod everything, celestial bronze sword, and just a regular wooden bow. And this would be the special item. I'll get there. So the thing that Aries gets is resistance. So Aries has resistance 3 forever. Ignore that. That's not important anymore. So what happens is you can run around and do everything you want to with a celestial bronze sword. It's can't be broken. Let's see, that's positive X, so hold on. There were supposed to be skeletons. There. So since I have resistance, it's not that hard, or it's not easy enough. Oh, should be taking more damage than this. Well, these swords do 8 damage, so it's good. So yeah, so 1, 2, and so that should be 16, 1, 2, 18, whatever. I don't know how this really works sometimes. Ow, my hand. Nothing. So that's all that. And then eventually, here I'll summon a bunch of, alright, let me just make a pit and summon a bunch of creepers. So there's a bunch of creepers down here. So what happens when you do the Blessing of Aries, that's what this is. This is the Blessing of Aries. It only works in the 3rd slot. So yeah, the bow makes you walk half the speed because you're not used to a bow. So now Blessing of Aries. I have strength and resistance 5. So I'll show that after this runs out. It should tell me when I can use it again, because you can't just spam it. It'll say it any second now. Where is it? There we go. Now it'll say it. you may be blessed again. So that, so now we have everything, and we can come in here, and we won't blow up, can't get hurt, and so, well, I wanna, yeah, oh, hold on. And so I summoned a giant, and giants have 50 health, and I just 3-shot him. He has as much health as a player. So slash 2 tilde, no, 3 tilde 5 tilde 3. There we go. And yeah, well, I might want to fill that up. And when the blessing goes away, it gets you back to resistance 3, so you can take damage again. It's just very rare. I might reduce that to resistance 2, because that's a little overpowered. But yeah. Oh, I just hovered over it. Oh, if I went too fast, though. So what's happening is it's testing to see if in the 3rd slot I'm holding the Blessing of Aries. And when it does, it summons a red, one of the command blocks says to get rid of this redstone. And then it sends down here, and this is when it goes away, and this is when it gives me back resistance 3. And then it goes all the way over here to these 4 command blocks. 3 of them are, these 3 are the title, and this one sets a redstone wire right here, and you may be blessed again. So that's Aries. Now let's move on to Hermes. So everyone's gonna have to pretty much arrange their inventory how they like to, but just but you're gonna want to have your special item in the 3rd slot. So what this does is it Hermes special item. I don't think it has as much of a cooldown, but what it does is it makes you invisible. Yeah, it doesn't have a cooldown. And I thought I made something say you can be seen again, but I guess not. So what happens is you can use it as many times as you want. Wait, it didn't give me a bow. I'll fix that. I don't know why. Let me see what happens in there. So what happens is Hermes always has speed 4, so you can go really fast as if you were flying with the shoes or something. Yeah, it needs to give me a bow. I'll fix that in a second. Alright, I fixed it. What happens now is, yeah, I needed so that, oh, now I need a redstone. Great, now I have 2 of everything. Let me just, alright, so clear everything and get the Hermes kit. Oh, crap. I can't be entertained when it starts. There. So now let's go to Hermes. And let's make everything right. And so, effect, I don't know why, oh, because that explains it. So if I use this, it should, yeah. And then once, so that'll get everything over there away. So it just replaces everything here, and then it gives you everything back. That wasn't supposed to happen. And then you can put your armor back on. 1, 2, 3. Well, doesn't tell you when. It's almost instantaneous. It is instantaneous for this one. It's as soon as it runs out, you can use it again. But what happens is you don't have any armor, and so now you have speed 4 and everything, and you run around, and you're invisible. So that's what this is. You don't have any particles, because Hermes can sneak. He's the god of stealing. So when you hold this, you get invisibility again, and yeah, that's Hermes. Problem is it doesn't always let the redstone here, so I'll have to fix that. Alright, it's been fixed. Give me the way. No, it does not. Now it has been fixed. Give me the Hermes kit. And 1, 2, 3. Arrows don't matter. And then once you have this, you can sneak around. It gives you the bronze sword, or you can just run away and heal up. Well, you won't have your health. Maybe I should, yeah, I can do that too, but I don't want to do it right now. And And then you get everything back the way it should be, and that's good. I'll make it so that the sword gives you, the second sword gives you the health as well. Shouldn't be too hard. Just copy everything down here into the, I used a bunch of generators because I didn't want to have to type out the code for every single time. So yeah, that's Hermes. And now let's do Athena. Athena has a standard everything except 1, 2, 3. So what Athena has is resistance and speed, and so it gives, the book gives you time to think. So what happens is it freezes everyone around you. It gives them slowness, so they can't move. And I know this works. There's two of them work like that. So I know it works because I used at E, and then you may think again, so you can use it again. And yeah, so it's 10 seconds for that, and then like 15 or 20 for being able to use it again, so that you can't just constantly freeze people. And so yeah, that's the Athena kit. Regular wooden bow, so clear. And now let's go to Hephaestus. Hephaestus has probably the coolest items, and because of that I had to balance him out by giving him less hearts. And he can't walk normally, or you can't walk normally unless you don't have a weapon selected. So what Hephaestus does, I'm going to want to move over here because I use a set block. It gives you protection 2 and protection 3 pants, everything else protection 2, but you don't have as many hearts. Summon Creeper. I can take a full blast and only take 5 hearts, so maybe I'll add more health. It doesn't seem that fair because then you also have, so let's summon a Creeper again. Can kill it like that. And because this does 12 attack damage, so it's a celestial bronze battle axe forged by Hephaestus himself. And if you're like Leo from the second series, you can summon fire. So let's summon cow. Summon a cow. So it spawns fire in all 4 cardinal directions when you do it. And then it gives you fire resistance too, so you don't have any fire on you. And so then you can summon fire again. But eventually you'll start taking damage. Yeah. But you have fire resistance. So just hold it, you got fire resistance, and you can't spam it until you do that. So that's that. So that's how you can spam things. And yeah, that's Hephaestus. It's kind of overpowered, but wait until you see Zeus. Let's refresh everything. Hephaestus, Apollo. This is the one I just finished because I couldn't think, or no, this was the second to last one. So, the Hephaestus, or no, Apollo and Artemis, since they're twin hunters, they get a silver bow, which is a bow used by the children of Apollo and the hunters of Artemis, and a silver arrow. And then, Apollo gets the normal demigod boots and stuff, and the normal sword, but his special item is a magic flute, which makes you move really slow so you can play correctly, but it gives nausea to everyone within a 10 or 15 block radius. And that's that, and he also has speed 2, because Apollo is also the god of the sun who pulls the chariot of the sun in some myths, and that magic flute has been refreshed so you can use it again. And that's this. So you get to run around. My favorite that I made was actually Aphrodite, because that was the first one I used and that was the main template for the magic items. So Artemis doesn't get any special items. I forgot to change the team from Apollo to Artemis. So now Artemis gets the bow, And since Artemis, I couldn't think of what a Hunter of Artemis could have for a special thing. They have both speed 3 and a jump boost 5. So they can jump really high to avoid attacks, and they can be really fast. They don't get affected by the bow, like as does Apollo, and they have 7 rows of hearts instead of the standard 5. So that, because they don't really get a special ability, so I thought their special ability, since they're immortal until killed in battle, would be to give them 7 hearts. So let me just give myself full hearts, and yeah. And the armor is protection 3 chainmail, so yeah, their armor's just as good. So that's that, and so that's Artemis. Poseidon. This was a fun one. So the Poseidon class doesn't get anything special, except, well, I don't even need to do that. All you have to do is make it to water, and you get regen 4, strength 2, and you can breathe in the water when you're in the water. So you can just stay in here and you can fight in here until somebody forces you to leave, because you basically can't get killed here. So yay, I'm a son of Poseidon. I just healed up all my hearts to full. Now let's get out, and it's gone. In the pool, you have it for infinite, and then once you get out, it's gone. I did this by testing, or doing execute, and then testing for a block of water at the player level. And once it is, oh god, this looks like a swastika. Did not mean to do that. What happens is where is it? Over here. This one tests to see if you're in the water, and if you are in the water, this one tests to see if you're in the air, and it takes away the effects. This one tests to see if you're in the water, and it gives you the effects. Since I'm technically in a block of, and not in the air, it's gone, but I only need to be in the air once for the effects to go away. So that's that. Yeah. So it gives you regen, and it just heals you. And now Zeus. Oh, I should have. I failed. Hold on. And Zeus. So Zeus gets a lightning rod. So 2, 3, no, 1. So let's heal up. So what happens is Zeus gets a lightning rod. And the standard everything else, everything is fine. Just a good fighter, but lightning rod. And this is one that you can spam because there's not much that you give Zeus. So you can just run around holding it, but it makes you slower too. So yeah, you get lightning, and then lightning has been refreshed, and that's Zeus. I thought that was a fun one. And so all of these started when not yet, I'll tell you that in a moment. Now we do Hades. So I just finished the Percy Jackson book with, I just finished the 4th book in the 2nd series, so Heroes of Olympus, the House of Hades, and spoilers, they get the Scepter of Diocletian, and so that can summon the dead. Alright, welcome back if you didn't want to hear the spoiler. And so, what the power is of the Hades is it spawns an army over here, but they're an unstable army, so they can follow you around, but if you can get out of their range, since they're all unstable, they can, well, oh, they're persistent. That's what, okay. So once you get out of their range, and they'll lock onto someone else. So if I go into creative and summon a villager, they can lock onto a separate target, and that would be good. So that's what you want. But the best thing is that they have low health, so they can be killed really easily, even though they look so threatening. But the zombies are quite strong, and then the skeletons shoot me. Have punch too, so they keep you away, so they're hard to kill like that. But they can be killed really easily because they don't have a lot of health. Ah, hate this knockback. So 1 critical hit and they're dead. yeah. And that's, so, yeah. So you can just go around spawning in unstable soldiers. And let me kill this guy. The bow doesn't have anything special, it's just a regular bow. It's a wooden bow. The twins have the silver bows. And the last one, and certainly not the least one, Aphrodite. So, since I'm reading that series, of course, I know about Charmspeak. So, let me get health. Charmspeak allows people to... So none of these things would ever show up to anybody else because you don't really necessarily talking to them. You'll just know that if you get hit and you can't see someone, it's Hermes. If you see orange particles around Aries, a child of Aries, it's a child of Aries. Zeus, someone's lightning, and you'll know when because you'll hear it. Apollo, just you get nausea. Athena, you just stop because she, like, children of Athena can think so quickly that it seems like time stops for them, so that's what I'm simulating with that. So, and then Hephaestus, you can summon the fire, and then it's nothing Poseidon, and then Hades, you can see them, and it won't necessarily be near you. But Charmspeak only works when you hear it. So, in the books, another spoiler, the character Piper yells and uses Charmspeak, and so what it does is she can persuade people to not attack her. So that's what's happening. It says, "Stop fighting me, child of Aphrodite is invincible," and for 10 seconds it has resistance. And I did not. And then Charmspeak has been refreshed, so you can do that. And yeah, I'm gonna change the length now. It used to be a really long thing, like almost a minute for Charmspeak, but that became too long when everybody else didn't have that long of a thing. So, yeah. Now let's see. So, "Stop fighting me, child of Aphrodite is invincible" for 10 seconds. And then how long is it now? So after 10 seconds, the ability gets refreshed. So you can just pretty much go around being invincible the whole time, which is a bit overpowered. But, yeah, it's a bit overpowered. You can't just be invincible the whole time. So let's see. You. So yeah, it's just a bunch of repeaters for everything. And these are all the classes. Again, built it in one day. It's been a long time since I did a command block video, so I decided, why not? I want to do command blocks, so I did command blocks. I could just grab that, because this doesn't go into anything anymore. This is the whole thing, and we go all the way around and then activate these, but instead, I mean, yeah, it's way overpowered with you can do it infinitely now, so. There we go. Charmspeak, "Stop fighting me, child of Aphrodite is invincible," and then. So this is what started it. I wanted to figure out a way to make Charmspeak, and it goes away when the title goes away. That's 10 seconds. And then, yeah, probably there, Charmspeak has been refreshed. So if you're in a fight, you can say, "Stop fighting me," they'll stop fighting you, and you can go on your way. Yeah, those are the 10 classes. So, there's the 8 Olympians, Aries, Hermes, Athena, Hephaestus, 8 Olympians with children, Aries, Hermes, Athena, Hephaestus, Apollo, Poseidon, Zeus, and Aphrodite. The non-Olympian, Hades, and then the Olympian who doesn't have children but has the hunters is Artemis. And that's why there's the hunters rather than children, because Artemis is the goddess of virginity, so she doesn't have any children. And the hunters are people who are nymphs that she recruits. That's not technically demigods, although in the Percy Jackson series they are demigods. In the actual myth, they're nymphs. She recruits them. They have to stay away from. Oh, this is long. They have to stay away from boys the whole time. And yeah, so I will start building the Colosseum over there, and then you can see videos of my friends and I playing this map. Hope you enjoyed, and this is to another command block video. Finally. Goodbye.